Wendell, when he runs, when he breaks downfield, a fine sight, and a lot of players fail in the chase. Brad Thorne, a former New Zealander, born over here, is Tony Carroll. Tony Carroll also on the bench for the Broncos. Peter Ryan, the best Broncos player this year. The Mariners take the field. Thoughts racing through their heads. They're trying to focus on winning this big match. Robbie Ross played with the Broncos last year. He's opposed to them tonight. He played for New South Wales in the Tri-Series. Kevin Iro, New Zealand Test international, in fine form lately. And there is Robbie McCormack. McCormack now 33 years old. The Hunter lineup, the backs, Ross, Zisti, Godden, Kevin Iro, Carlaw, 20-year-old Scott Hill, a key player at 5'8", Brett Camorley halfback, and the forwards, Stone, McCormack, Brand, Doherty, Marquette, and Tyron Smith playing with a broken hand. Brett Camorley, he dislodged Noel Goldthorpe from the halfback spot. He's gone from strength to strength, a brilliant all-round player, and he must go well tonight if the Mariners are to win. The referee is Graham Annesley. Robert. Checking with his touch judge and the video ref. Peter Ryan, the hit man. Steve Renoff, the electric man. He certainly is that. Class all around the field, the Brisbane side, haven't they?
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Blast off. The battle begins for the World Club Challenge. Gordon Tallis fumbles it backwards. Langer picks up, and Webke didn't have much time to get up ahead of steam. And this Mariners defence, which is awesome, they will be robust all night long, and that really is the secret of their game. They have to stop the Broncos getting any momentum. Here's Tallis trying to do just that.
Yeah, I'm sure the Mariners side, the big forwards, will try and get in there and put on some big hits. Whereas we see one there on Gordon Tallis, because that's part of their power players and their forwards. They love to put big hits on.
Thorne carves his way in behind the play the ball. They're making good ground, the Broncos. Tallis with a couple of rushes. Now Andrew G has really stood up and been counted since Glenn Lazarus was injured. They go the blind side with Langer, kicking down towards the 10. Ross gathers it well. Heads towards centre field. He really is the spark in the attack coming from behind Robbie Ross, but well tackled by Steve Renoff. Nick Zisti, one of the bigger wingers going around, tackled by another big fella in Wendell Saylor. And we welcome our B-Sky B viewers in Great Britain, along with our Fox Sport and Channel 9 viewers right throughout Australia, to the big game. Darian Doherty tries to burrow his way forward. On the sideline, Peter Mulholland. Peter, conditions good?
Yeah, they're excellent down here, Warren. If anything, it's probably favouring the Brisbane Broncos, that slight breeze, but ground seems to have a little bit of moisture on it, but all in all, I think it'll be a great night.
Robbie McCormack dashes the blind. He got away from the grasping Ryan, but not from Smith. The kick from Camorley gives Lockyer a chase. Lockyer, one of the most exciting players of 97. They round him up well this time. Good tackle from the kicker, Camorley. Came down the centre of the field with Tyron Smith. Now it's Saylor.
And that was a great kick and chase there by the Mariners. A good confident start by them. They completed their set of 6. Got a good chase, pinned Brisbane down here. Now they'll be looking for those big hits.
Webke rips in and goes straight through Tyron Smith up to the 40.
That's all right.
Plath out of dummy half. Taken by Brand. And Doherty helps out.
Move away.
Against the Mariners. Silly play, really. The tackle was completed.
Yes, although the Brisbane player did take a dive, it was completed there. And really a real piggyback on the third or fourth tackle.
Touchdown! The kick finds touch down towards the 20. Plath to take the tap. The Broncos go right on the attack with G. Great opportunity early for Brisbane. Webke hits it up yet again. Been busy early in the game, Webke. Thrown back on his back though. Troy Stone involved. Langer. Kevin Walters. Renoff wrapping is Walters again. Tallis takes the tackle, 15 out. Ryan. Short pass to Thorne. And he drives forward, Brad Thorne. Good run. Carrying them backwards towards their goalpost. 10 metres out from the Mariners line. Langer. Inside pass, Kevin Walters. Thrown backwards by Ross, the fullback. On the last tackle, the kick ahead from Lockyer. Taken out, I thought, without the ball. The ball is fought by Walters. This will be a try. A try to Brisbane early in the game. Lockyer started it with the kick. Kevin Walters came through to force it. Brisbane 400-0.
Yes, great work there from Darren Lockyer. The Mariners players, they seem to stand back just a little bit. You see Tyron Smith being called out. Let's have a look here on the replay. Nice little kick through, definitely taken out of play. The referees played the advantage, and Kevin Walters backing up. Gets in for a nice little try. Let's have a look once more. Lockyer's got great vision from dummy half there. You can see Tyron Smith took him out well after he'd kicked it. But Kevin Walters, the all-experienced player, comes through and gets a nice little touchdown.
Great work by Kevin Walters, who in the last 20 minutes destroyed Auckland last week in the semi. 7th try of the Cup Challenge. Nobody at home.
Well, it was a case of nobody behind there. That's exactly right. The two markers were left on the ground.
Robbie Ross had made a tackle a moment earlier. There was no one hanging in behind.
Very smart play by Lockyer.
Michael De Vere to attempt this conversion. Right in front of the post, he chips it through, and the Broncos make a dream start. It's 6-0 after 5 minutes.
Sunday night at the movies.
I'm not going to take the blame.
Two men.
Will you stop doing that?
One fighting his conscience.
Things are happening and I'm making them happen.
His brother fighting the law. And the one woman who could save them both.
You think I just stood there and watched them burn?
Rebecca Gibney returns.
You look very protective.
With Guy Pearce.
That's what big brothers are for, aren't they?
In the world premiere.
You want to bury me in that stinking jail?
Halifax FP, 8:30 Sunday on Channel 9.
The exciting Chrysler Neon has amazing value. Standard features include a powerful 2-litre engine, dual airbags, air conditioning and automatic transmission. All for just $24,880 drive away.
If you're one of the 4.7 million Australians in the share market, you could be playing a dangerous game. 10 years after the crash of '87, it's at record levels, top-heavy, and things look shaky. But today's Australian Financial Review Weekend Edition will help shore up your investments by telling you where to put your money, when to take it out, and how to avoid any stock market falls. Find out how you stack up in the Weekend Edition Financial Review. Don't miss it.
St Vincent's Hospital has always been an important part of Sydney. The heart-lung unit has helped thousands enjoy healthier lives. Now they need our help to fund important projects. So on Saturday the 18th of October, you're all invited to Taronga Zoo to celebrate St Vincent. If your life has ever been touched by St Vincent in any way, join us for this special day. You never know who you'll meet. Just by paying the normal admission price, you'll be helping raise money for the heart-lung unit. Join us this weekend. Who makes those lotto millionaires? I do.
Want to write with something that feels soft in your hand? Try Bic Soft Feel pens. It will be love at first feel. Bic Soft Feel pens. You'll love them.
Finally, there's a business banking package where everything falls into place. With big reductions in rates, big savings on establishment fees, and better ideas from a manager who's big on your business. It's 3 award-winning products in one unique small business package. To pick up the Small Business Gold package, call the 1997 Bank of the Year. ANZ.
CRV, the new 4-wheel drive from Honda. It'll help you get more out of life.
So back to halfway. The attacking side restarts. And Anthony Brand, or sorry, Stoner it is, racing back upfield. I'll have to dig deep. The Mariners will be rocked by that early try.
Yes, they're going to have to really work hard here. The forwards going to have to take it out because, as you said, they will be rocked. And Brisbane, with their tails up, are a very, very good side. I think ball security is the main thing they'll be concentrating on here. Ball security and get a good kick and chase in.
The Mariners scored their first away win on Australian soil last week. They've won a few games in England. They're in New Zealand tonight. They should have thrown away the bogey of not being able to win away. Hill's in trouble, though. There's a lack of confidence about their work in this set. Kamali, under a little bit of pressure from Thorne, puts the boot straight down to Lockyer. Brings it back and he runs into Kevin Iro. Iro limped off with a groin strain last week, but he's come through the week okay. De Vere now.
And already the Brisbane side are just about on, 10 metres from halfway. On the first tackle, second tackle, so not a great kick, not a great effort there from the Mariners. They do look a little bit unsettled out there.
It's taking it up steadily. The Broncos, no frills. Into the Mariners' half. Now it's Tallis. And even this close, 35 metres out, the Broncos go one out. They are going to start this game in steady fashion. Langer. Lockyer. Smith. De Vere. Iro comes across and trips him across the shoulder. May have been a little higher than that. 20 out for the Broncos. Langer. Under pressure from McCormack. Hoists the bomb. Problems for Ross. Coming through hard. In fact, it was Kamali under it and took it very well. Broncos inside the 10.
Yes, great take there from Kamali. There was pressure on him, 2 and 3 players. But the Broncos forward just too eager to get up there and defend.
Unusual for the Broncos to be ill-disciplined to give away a penalty when they had the Mariners right where they wanted them. Anthony Brand for Hunter.
Yes, they are a very disciplined side, the Brisbane side, aren't they? It all comes from their coach, Wayne Bennett, one of the best in the business. Well, the best, I think.
He was given that award this year, Coach of the Year in Super League.
And deserved it.
Stone plays it back. Doherty gives it away to Marquette. He loses it straight into the arms of Webke. Not the start at all that Hunter wanted. They're already down 6-0 and giving the ball back to the Broncos. Walters, long pass for Renoff. Tries to push off Godden. Slips the pass away to Saylor. Zisti tried to make the tackle. He missed. Godden cleaned up on Saylor. Now it's Thorne. He's dumped by Marquette. Individually, they're tackling strongly, Hunter. They just have to mark up. Here's Tallis in centre field. The Broncos can go either side. Langer switches direction. Cuts across in the direction of Lockyer. Finds Renoff instead, or nearly did. And somehow Kamali's come up with it.
There's offside here, but there's a knock-on first. Knock-on first, and there's offside. It's a scrum. Scrumming here, gents.
Well, a few of those passes from the Brisbane side just not connecting, but if they do, Renoff's going to be away.
Mariners loose.
Let's just have a look here at Alfie Langer's pass. Went astray, but if Stephen had got hold of that, he might have been away, but we'll go back to the scrum.
Hunter relieved. Carry the ball forward. Godden bumps away from Peter Ryan, and not many manage that. Hill. Doherty. Kevin Iro. Darren Smith carefully watching him. Trying to keep him lined up. Didn't want him to go either way, inside or out. Kamali gets the ball back once again from Marquette. Stone hammers it up the middle. Thorne lifts towards him. Referee says okay. Possession favouring the Broncos early. Little kick attempted. Hunter regather. It's play on. Last tackle coming up now. Kamali, 20 out, runs it, gives it to Carlaw. He puts it on the boot. Lockyer dives forward to save it.
No, up there. 0.
Some enterprise from Hunter, 2 short kicks.
Yes, well, they still look a little bit lost, but someone's going to get in there and take authority. Let's have a look on the replay here. Nice little option down the blind side. Didn't come off for them now. I suppose if it had gone through, there would have been more pressure, but Lockyer He's a very, very solid fullback.
How are you seeing it so far, Peter?
Yeah, I totally agree with Toddy on that. It's the same in a lot of their games that young Blake just doesn't seem to take control early on after Tallis has made a break.
Darren Smith goes down the sideline. Only the fullback coming across. De Vere trying to position himself inside. He beats the tackle of Ross, but Iro cleaned him up inside. Smith plays it, 12 out. Langer hungry, goes to the line, gives it to Walters. He's lost it. Lost it forward. Dived on, but it'll be a knock-on.
Change over here. Right here, change.
Mistake on the last tackle.
Yes, we saw big Kiviaro there putting in the big ones, a few big puffers, but, well, they took their option on the last there, didn't they? The Brisbane side down the blind and, well, made a great bust down the sideline. Now, Kevy Walters, Kevin Iro inside positioned himself well, but still missed the tackle, but they're very, very dangerous out wide, the Brisbane side. They have to be careful of that. They're always waiting for the kick, but they're not always going to take that option, Brisbane.
The Brisbane forwards are making plenty of ground up the middle when they've got the ball. That's no doubt dragging the defence in. Then they go wide and skirt around them. Doherty, good tackle by Renoff. He targeted his man. Last tackle now. Kamali with the boot. Needs some distance. De Vere has it covered. Michael De Vere, one of the finds of the season. And he's tackled well by Anthony Brand, the big man with the chase.
And once again, we see the Mariners only reaching halfway. The Brisbane side on their kick there, just going over halfway now. They're already 10 metres over halfway on their first tackle. So they're hot on attack again.
Crunching tackle. It was a beauty from Marquette on Webke. Luckier now to De Vere. Carlo gets him. The 25 out. Broncos in control of this game early. Short passes to Tallis. Tallis tearing out of the tackle. Tackle 18 from the posts. Platt could go all the way. Johnny Platt is over. Platt allowed to run 20 metres from dummy half. Flimsy defence. There's plenty of stars in the Broncos side, but they've got to watch every one of the 13 on the field, including this man, Platt.
Yes, and you can just see the Mariners markers there. There was nobody marking. Platt saw that great vision there from dummy half. He's very, very quick out of the mark too. And while it all comes from quick play of the balls, that's something that Brisbane have been doing, is they've been playing the balls very, very quickly, and it catches the defence snapping. Look at there, Tyron Smith, nowhere to be seen. Still had a bit of work to do though. That's a good try for Brisbane.
Put it down to the fine run by Tallis, followed by quick play the ball, and the marker's just not getting in position, not awake.
Yes, Gordon Tallis is causing a lot of problems out there, always freeing his arms, and he's busting that first and second tackle. All he needs is someone running off, and I'm a little bit fearful that Brisbane could run away with this game. They are looking very, very confident early on.
10-0 already. 13 minutes of play gone. And Johnny Platt, a veteran of 3 grand finals with the Brisbane Broncos, even though more often than not he comes off the bench, scoring the try. He's enjoying filling in for John Driscoll, and how? Michael De Vere, close to the post once more. De Vere makes it 2 out of 2. The Broncos running hot. It's 12 points to 0.
The fear, the horror of an epic battle against the forces of terror in the Alien Invasion Classic that inspired Independence Day.
The Martians are coming this way.
The War of the Worlds. Sci-Fi Theatre, Saturday on 9.
Are you ready to go? The Holden Ready to Go sale is on now. Look for the Holden Astra City from just $19,990 with $1,000 free petrol and free auto or free air. And great deals on used cars. Hurry in.
How can you tell who's calling before you answer?
Uncle Brad.
Easy.
Hi, Uncle Brad.
When Telstra introduced Easy Call calling number display in December, the number of the incoming call will be displayed. And it's also easy to keep your number to yourself.
Hello.
Hi, is Nick there?
Yes. It's Max.
How'd you do that? Easy.
By selling a candle, we made $2, which went to help fund the Amnesty International Network. which enabled us to gather information about human rights abuses, which resulted in worldwide publicity campaigns and public pressure, which led to innocent people being released. Everything you do has a knock-on effect. Help set someone free this Candle Day.
Who makes those lotto millionaires? I do. Play.
At the Coles store-wide sale, hundreds of prices have been reduced across the whole store. So now's the perfect time to stock right up on things like Fab or Cold Power laundry powder, just $4.97. Pal dog food, only $1.07. And from the deli, double smoked or light leg ham, just $10.99 a kilo.
Thanks. Bye.
So hurry in now to the Coles store-wide sale. The prices are so good, you'll pick up savings by the trolley loads. This week at Coles.
Are you ready to go? The Holden Ready to Go sale is on now. Look for the Holden Astra City from just $19,990 with $1,000 free petrol and free auto or free air. And great deals on used cars. Hurry in.
Peter, what's it like down? You're right down next to the Mariners bench. Any panic yet, or what's happening?
Not yet, mate, but I think they'll be looking for some interchanges soon. They're just not getting those yards out of the forwards they need.
The Brisbane forwards are taking control, aren't they?
Yeah, certainly are, and that was just a great piece of dummy half work by the hooker then, Johnny Platt.
Now here's Troy Stone bringing it back hard. He is going to have to lift. So too are his forward teammates. Brand. They've got Tim Madison on the bench. He was nominated as their best player of the season. But coming back from injury last week, they've decided to retain him on the bench, but he may not be far away. You've got to remember, though, only 6 interchanges allowed. You have to space them out.
Brisbane are playing a very compressed defence, too, so if the Mariners are going to keep trying to take them up the middle, they're going to do it hard. They've got to shift that ball out wide.
Doherty takes on Thorne. I'll call it a draw. Now Kamali. This is a better kick. And it finds touch just 10 metres out. Got the depth, got the direction. They'll be quite happy to slow Brisbane down.
Well, that's a better set of 6 from the Mariners, isn't it? They've worked their way out, 4 or 5 tackles, and we see a nice little kick in here. Good chase from Brisbane, though, but just got the bounce, and that's more what they want. They want to be down this end of the park and try and cause a little bit of an upset and get a chance to attack.
Toddy, they've got no long kicking game. They've got to be kicking. They've got to be kicking from the halfway or better, and that's where they need that go forward.
Toddy, you know your front rowers, and the Broncos look all muscled, aren't they, at the moment?
Yeah, they are big boys, those Bronco boys, aren't they? Led by Gordon Callis and Thorny and all those guys. So, you know, I thought the Mariners had it up front as well. I thought they were going to match them, but, you know, early on, Brisbane are well ahead in the forwards.
And here's just another one. It's Andrew G. Total tackles. Hunter making almost twice as many. 51 to 30. And missing 6 to 2.
And that takes a bit of petrol out of you, too, when you're making that many tackles. You know, then you've got to try and turn around and attack. Whereas Brisbane have had the ball, it's much easier attacking all the time.
5th tackle on halfway. It's Lockyer. Drives the ball downfield. He wants to keep it in play. Robbie Ross. Deep in his end goal. The chase from Renoff. Ross does well. Got out. Beat the chase of Renoff. Robbie Ross didn't want to leave the Broncos at the beginning of the year, but he was on contract to Hunter.
And did you see, look at the amount of Brisbane players that are all down here, led by their captain, Alfie Landon. There's about 8 Brisbane players on that chase. That's just tremendous work.
They're quite deep in goals here at Ericsson. There's no intention on the part of Lockyer to put that into touch. They want to run the Mariners deep into their half and keep them there.
Well, it's very, very hard when you've got to turn around from a kick return as a forward, run all the way back, and then get in position and bring the ball up. It's a very, very hard job. So Brisbane obviously going to make them do that.
5th tackle, just short of halfway for Hunter. Under pressure, it goes to Hill. The Morley didn't have time to kick. And he only gains 35 metres, and Lockyer brings it back towards Godden. Wrestles him to ground. Sailor calls for it. They need to close in on him quickly. Hill goes over the top. But underneath is Godden and Brand. Platt can't get away this time, and they enjoy putting him down. G rolls it forward to halfway. 12-0 to the Broncos. Important that Hunter score points next. Platt creating troubles. High tackle on Walters. Darren Smith.
Put him around the neck down.
Yes, no malice involved in there from Tyrone. I think it was a reaction. You could see Kevy, who was a lot smaller. Well, it wasn't pretty high, but a reaction to try and stop him any way he could. Let's have a look on the replay there. Nothing in it, but deserves a penalty.
You would think there would be support for the Hunter side here with 3 Kiwi internationals in it, the Iros and Smith. But here's the Broncos, 5 metres out on the back of the penalty. Webke has scored from here this season. He just puts his head down and goes for it. Langer has Saylor coming up behind. It goes to Walters, to Renoff with numbers. It's Darren Smith's ball, and he'll score the try. Simply executed, but brilliantly by the Broncos. Runners coming from behind as decoys. The long passes all the way to Darren Smith through the hands. It's 16-0, and Hunter are in real trouble.
And you hit the nail on the head there when you said decoys. The thing about this Brisbane side is they're prepared to have decoy runners to make other guys, let other guys score the try. That was a classic Brisbane try. They spun it out wide, drew the players, they saw what was on. But it's the decoy runners. There's one, Wendell Saylor. There's another there. And it just takes the flies off the runners. And look at that. Just had the numbers out wide, going for quite an easy try.
Darren Smith scores the try, and he had Michael DeVere on his right to spare. 16-0. Smith.
But it's a great side, you know, like the worst thing you can do, or one of the worst positions you can have to do is be a decoy runner. You know, everybody hates being a decoy runner. I know I used to hate, everyone does, but it's part of the ploy, and I'm sure Coach Wayne Bennett, he sort of acknowledges the players that are decoys as much as the guy that scores the try. So those guys there are prepared to do it, and they get tries from it.
You better tell us why you hate being a decoy. Because you don't get the ball, because you get hammered.
You're just a Freddie Fillon, aren't you? You're just running through and people don't see what's happening. But I can appreciate a decoy runner.
Well, the thing is, sometimes you might feel that way because you think the decoys are the ones who won't score the tries, but in that case, it was the likes of Wendell Saylor who was the decoy.
Yeah, exactly, and he held up the defence, you know, because they're always watching to see if he's going to get it. And it's an easy try to Brisbane.
This is harder for Michael DeVere, 8 metres in from touch. Has a good look at it. Pushes it right, not coming back. His first miss. But with tries coming freely, 16-0 to the Broncos. Beautiful backline play, Peter.
It was. Thanks for that lesson on decoys, Toddy. That was also brought about by the fact that they were just going forward, and all of a sudden it was just a dent there.
Oh, so what you're saying is the decoy runners had nothing to do with it?
No, not really.
Count it up. Jeez.
Now here's Troy Stone. He hammers it back to the 20. And he keeps on going. Good stuff. Determination from Stone. He fights his way another metre or two. They all count. They lift the morale of the side. Now Doherty goes straight in half. They've made 35 metres. They've got to get it up to halfway.
Mariners going to shift that ball out wide. There they go, because that's where the gaps are.
Oh, and Zisti puts it down. Saylor scrambles for it. Renoff's got it. It could be play on. He loses it. The crowd are up.
Knock on here, first one first. First knock on here, Broncos ball, Broncos loose.
Referee was playing advantage.
Side, boys.
Yes, as we said, out wide it's on, but we'll see the Mariners knock it on first. Brisbane have got it, but Renoff knocks it on as well, so Brisbane get the feed.
Nick Zisti there looked tentative, and this side are nervous. Hunter just don't seem ready to put the pedal down and go for it.
Well, they're not playing with confidence, are they? There's not someone in that key position taking the ball by the horns and telling the forwards where to go and dictating terms, whereas in Brisbane, you know, they've got Alfie, they've got Kevin out there telling the forwards where to go, getting all the field position.
Peter Ryan, tackle centre field, 35 out. G doing his job once more. Pass was flat. They're 20 metres out. The Broncos sniffing for another hole, and it's Webke who finds it. Off Langer on the inside pass. Langer the magician. He runs, he passes, he kicks. Here he goes again. Walters going for, well, I think in fact he was going for Smith. Lockyer thought it was for him and tried to pull it in. Went back. Last tackle now. They get another go at it. Kevin Walters puts it up very high. Coming down on top of Kamali, and he knocks it forward. The Broncos can't get it either.
Both ways. 2 knock-ons. Mariners' first knock-on. Went up for the ball on his own. Broncos ball. Broncos loose. Back here, thanks.
Looked like it was there for Michael De Vere.
Yeah, let's have a look here. Well, it was there, I suppose. He had a player on top of him, but another good call from the ref from Brisbane. Hot on attack again.
Only 10 out. Langer fires it to Walters. Out it goes to Smith. Smith bursting through the hole. Skinny over the line.
That's what it's there for, mate, just to make sure.
Looked like a try to me.
Great to see Alfie questioning the ref. It looked like a try, certainly is.
Look at Kevin Iro striving to hold him back.
Darren Smith, though, got too much power, and, well, there's the downward pressure, and that's what Alfie's saying to the ref. You mean you didn't see that? Great work, though, out wide there, just killing the Brisbane side. They're doing the work in the forwards, and then out wide they're got all the finishing touches. Just too powerful. The Mariners' defence is a little bit soft, though, isn't it? They're going through, and Brisbane are making too much yardage, and they're missing too many tackles, the Mariners.
All right, it's going to come up or not?
The Broncos getting the extra 6 after the bomb came down. Here's the decision. No doubt about it. It's a try to Darren Smith. That makes 2 to him already. You swear that the Broncos have got about 16 players, and the Hunter have only got 13. There seem to be holes everywhere.
Well, they're playing a classic game, aren't they? And look, when you've got players like this from a scrum move, Alfie Langer, Kevy Walters, and then out wide, I mean, the numbers were there, the defence was there. Brisbane just too big, too strong.
I mean, you can have a shot at Kevin Iro here and say he missed the tackle, but he really didn't. He made the tackle. Smith had the momentum to get to the line.
Well, you know, Iro was caught off mark because, you know, he should have drifted across and taken Smith, really.
I think he was left a bit flat-footed there, Toddy, early on, and he didn't come off his line a lot, I did on that one.
Yeah, they're working the numbers well, Brisbane. They're drawing them in, and they're playing the perfect game. Obviously got dollar signs in their eyes.
My point is that people make tackles like that all day long, but if it's near your goal line, it costs you a try. If it's back upfield, it doesn't. Often they get halfway through you. They drag them down to ground. De Vere from the sideline. Can he get it online this time? Same direction, same result. Closer, maybe by an inch or two. Doesn't matter, it's 20-0 to the Brisbane Broncos.
Just, I think, too, here, Tyron Smith probably could have been a little bit to blame on that, taking Alfie. Alfie's certainly come across, but I think Kevin Iro just needed to come forward off his line and be on Smith without that extra time.
Once again, the Broncos restart. The tune is not changing, though. All against the Mariners at the moment. They're sailing against a Bronco storm.
And, you know, it all comes from that compressed defence. Just look at Wendell Saylor. He's 30 metres off the try line, off the touch line. And if the Mariners are going to keep trying to take Brisbane up the middle, I mean, their forwards are up to the task. They've got to spin the ball out wide. Some message has got to go out and tell them. They've got to shift it out wide on the fringes of the rucks.
Tony Iro's on for Darian Doherty, too, just with the ball now.
Brand skips away. Bounced off Darren Smith. Feeds it back to Scott Hill. This is more promising for Hunter. Good pass out to Zisti. Hill injecting himself into the attack. They're 25 out. They turn it into some points. Hill gets it away, but it's at the feet of Smith. And he puts it down. It comes to nothing.
And there it's those little things that can really let a side down, you know. Look at Brisbane. They're really playing a professional game out there, but the Mariners, they look a little bit lost. Key players are not taking control of this game, and it's those little drop balls, those little knock-ons that have cost them. There's the errors there, 4-2.
Broncos ball from the scrum. They can clear it away from the danger zone, and Wendell Saylor starts to take off. Possession, look, favouring Brisbane. They've had nearly 70% of the ball. Time in their own half tells it all, though. 77% of the time Hunter are in their own half. You're not going to win a football game that way.
Exactly. The big go with Brisbane is their ball security has been absolutely outstanding out there tonight. They're holding on to their ball. They're doing the simple things right, going forward. When it's on, they spin it. Otherwise, they kick and chase. And you saw how good their chase was.
As Langer kicks towards open spaces, Zisti gets back. The Broncos' chase on this occasion isn't coordinated. And Zisti shoves Kevin Walters off. That was a poor chase from Brisbane. I don't know whether they expected Langer to kick.
That's because I just put the micro on them. No, I think that Alfie did a bad communication from Alfie there. His backs didn't know what was happening. But 9 times out of 10, their chase is spot on.
Well, this time, Hunter are in the Broncos' half. I doubt that they have crossed into the Broncos' 20-metre area more than once.
And when they do, they look a little bit lost, you know.
Oh, Kamali puts it down.
No advantage, no advantage. Back here.
He's not concentrating, Kamali, and he's so frustrated.
Boys, Timmy Madison's gone on for Troy Stain too. That's just a simple matter of concentration, as you said, Warren. Listen, too, Toddy, the Brisbane side look a lot stronger all over the park. I mean, their forwards are just absolutely monstering the Mariners pack at the moment. Quick play the balls, and when the Mariners are playing the ball, they're all over the place.
Yes, and we know how easy it is when you're going forward, how easy it is for your backs to function. I mean, that's all Alfie wants. It's quick play the balls and a go forward. You look at this Mariners side, though, they are a little bit lost, aren't they? You know, ball security, and I mean, they're not going out there to make these mistakes on purpose. They're trying their hardest, and sometimes, great hit. Sometimes the harder you try, you just go against you.
They just need a few flop backs to get a second phase going too, to just unravel this compressed defence a little bit too, Toddy. I think that's what they need to look to do.
Another thing they want to do is slow Brisbane and play the balls down too. Brisbane are playing far too quick and getting a good roll on.
Inside pass for Ryan. Walters to Renoff. He accelerates. Runs into Smith. Back to Lockyer. Tallis. Almost slipped over. Back to Lockyer again. Throwing the dummy. Finds a hole for Smith. Darren Smith taunts on the pace and races away for the try, leaving a trail of blue and gold jerseys on the ground behind him. Anthony Brand gets up. Kevin Iro gets up. Two of them looked like they had him, and he just tore his way out of their grip.
Well, if you look at this Brisbane side, I mean, that's great attacking play, keeping the ball alive, but really, the defence out there is very, very soft from the Mariners. They're not putting Brisbane down. Look at that running through 3 players. Darren Smith, who's having a whale of a game and goes over for quite an easy try. A bit of work to do, and this man here, Gordon Tallis, well, he needs a wrap because he's taking the ball up. They just cannot handle him. He takes 2 and 3 defenders with him and then offloads. And offloads he does, and well, Brisbane always seem to come up trumps.
Darren Smith racks up a hat-trick. 8th try of the challenge, 3rd in this grand final. Now, what would they be saying? They'd be shell-shocked, shattered, tearing their hair out.
Well, I mean, it's an awful situation to be in, and I feel sorry for them. But you just got to really turn things around by doing those little things right.
From right in front, De Vere adds the extras. So it's a cakewalk in the first half. Brisbane 26, Hunter 0.
Australia celebrates 25 years of Clio, Wednesday on 9.
Kilo washers. Want to know who makes one of the quietest? Easy. Hoover. And which one is made right here in Australia? Hoover. The intelligent choice for all Australians.
CR-V, the new 4-wheel drive from Honda. It'll help you get more out of life.
Help our children smile and avoid drug abuse. Buy a badge and smile for life.
Who makes those lotto millionaires? I do.
Take out a Westpac home loan and you could win a package for two to share in the excitement of the 2000 Olympic Games. In fact, the Westpac Reserve Seeding Program will give you a chance to win every weekday for the rest of this year.
Okay, well, but if it happens and you see who does it, let me know straight away.
There has been an allegation of eye gouging out on the field by the Broncos.
Yeah.
Which is a nasty thing to creep into this game. The allegation may have been started by Alan Langer.
Maybe there's a little bit of frustration there. I mean, we can't accuse anybody yet.
But here Graham Annesley said, if there is any eye gouging out here, as alleged by one of the Broncos, name the player, or if you know who it is, name him. Good ball slipped away by Brand. Put down again. It's the same story for the Mariners. Marquette put it down. Over and over, they're dropping the ball. And it almost immediately is leading to tries.
Well, I'm sure Graham Murray, the Mariners coach, will just about pulling his hair out because it's a basic thing. I mean, ball security is such a big, important part of the game, and having that ball for sets of 6 so you can do what you want with it. The Broncos are doing it, and that's why they're leading.
And psychologically, they must be collapsing because they started that raid. It looked good. The ball was going through the hands, and that's simply dropped. Kevin Walters inside to Tallis, creating havoc. This time he's put on his back by Brand. Lockyer, Madison gets him by an arm. McCormack helps out. 10 metres from the line. Here go the Broncos again. Long pass. Walters looking for Renoff. Saylor cleans it up. Driven back by Brad Godden. Godden's working hard in defence. He's trying to turn the tide. 5th tackle now. 25 out. Langer runs it. Peter Ryan keeps it going to Renoff, who lazily puts it down.
James, quiet there.
Renoff had overrun it a touch, but he didn't really make a good effort.
Yeah, it may have looked a little bit forward through that ball, but it just shows you, they're pushing that pass and prepared to take risks, and it's working for them. And why wouldn't they take risks? They're 26 points up.
Okay, mate.
A valuable penalty goes Hunter's way against Platt, holding down.
Yes.
Scrum.
Yeah. He's fighting to get up there underneath all that haulage of Brisbane players.
I don't know if it was Platt's fault. He had 2 big bruises on top of him. Tim Madison puts his head down. He gets it to the 30. McCormack to Kamali. Smith. They're going forward. McCormack. Kamali halfway through, the pass on the ground, looking for Robbie Ross. He couldn't take it. It was way too low. A little bit desperate. They still had another tackle or 2 to go, but I guess that's the way they're feeling right now.
Yes, it was definitely on here. The pass, just had it connected, they may have gone in for the try. Just have a look here. Just couldn't get onto it. But that's what they need. They need a try, and they need it fast to lift them.
Pass went forward from Platt. Hands on head for John Platt.
Inside close. Mariners ball, Mariners loose.
He got hooked, didn't he?
Yeah.
Hooked as he went to pass.
Speaking of being hooked, Shane Webke's off and Tony Carroll's on the second row for him.
Smith breaks from the scrum. Kamali cuts out a man, gives it to Hill. Here's Ross into the back line. He's a handful, but a great tackle by Darren Smith. He goes with him. And Anthony Brand takes it up to the 10. A real chance here for Hunter. Hill, Madison, Kamali floating it. Godden stepping nicely. Shoves off Langer. Doubles back. Runs into Saylor. And loses it in the tackle.
I think he was trying to actually push that through to his player. We'll see Tallis lose it.
The Broncos calling it to error as well. That's been knocked down. It could be play on. The Broncos Broncos have got it.
He's taken out, this man, pushed over. Number 12 taken out. Steady. Back, please. Hold it. On the line, guys, on the line. On the line. The line. The line.
Got to send someone off. Got to put someone in the bin. They were deliberately standing in front of that line. Andrew G was one. The Hunter boys striving for a try. And Scott Hill, who is playing something of a lone hand out there, he's really getting involved. Kamali. And it goes to Ross. He slips it onto Iro. He's got men outside. Back it comes to Ross. And here's a try for Nick Sisti. And the crowd roars encouragement for the Hunter Mariners. They're on the board. They did it well. Mind you, from that position where they got the penalty, they had to do something with that set of six. But beautiful work by Robbie Ross. Got involved twice.
Yeah, it certainly was. And really, out wide, there are so many gaps. I mean, Wendell Saylor's coming right in off his wing as we have a look at the player taken out there. That's how the penalty come about. But out wide, you know, they're playing a really compressed defence. Look how far in Wendell Saylor is there, and then he decides to slide. Now, he's backing himself. There's still two Mariners players out wide. They always had to score as long as they could hold on to the ball. They did that, and they go over for a fine try.
In defence, they ended up with Tallis and Thorne defending out wide the Broncos. Iro desperately trying to get it back. He knew he had the numbers. He just had to get rid of that pass, and Nick Sisti safely finishes it off. Robbie Ross created the chance for Sisti by doubling around.
Yes, they've had a lot of chances out wide, haven't they, the Mariners side, but they've dropped the ball on some important times when if they'd been able to catch it, they'd make a lot more yardage and something could have come of it. But out wide, you know, Wendell Saylor is coming way in off his wing.
The Broncos have made some simple handling errors. Their concentration is wavering. Kevin Iro. They haven't had much success with goal kicking this year, Hunter, averaging only around 52%. And this won't make it either. Across the face of goal, but they're on the board. That'll give them some encouragement. It's 26 points to 4 in favour of the Brisbane Broncos. Kevin Iro, a man who can take a game by the scruff of the neck, given the ball. Hunter can just hang on to possession more and might be able to make something of this game. A rare restart of play by the Mariners. Tony Carroll gets his first touch. He must be wondering what's happened. He's come onto the field. All he sees is the Broncos dropping the ball and tries being scored against them. Thorne allowed to keep going. I'm sure Tim Madison thought that he'd heard hell's called. G. Taken by Marquette and Smith. Broncos will just be looking for a solid set here to get back to their game. Tallis burrows ahead. Lockyer. Okay. There's that kick for depth. It gets past Ross. Here come the chasers. 4, 5, 6 of them. There's no way through for Robbie Ross. Renoff, one of the best chasers of a kick, gets down there.
There's a great chase there from the Brisbane side. And this is where the hard part comes in now. As I keep saying, you've got to get back and turn around. I mean, some of the Mariners forwards, they should actually be turning while that kick's gone. They know that kick's coming. They should be halfway back there.
Look at that tackle from Tony Carroll. He drives Marquette back on his back. Goes to Hill. He throws it wide to McCamorley. On now to Ross, and Ross cuts through. He's got men either side. Gives it away to Sisti. Sisti sprinting to the line. Finds another man. Camorley can't hang on though. May have been deflected. A try very nearly there for Hunter.
Well, they're finally seeing that how wide those gaps are there. Once again, the Mariners just cannot finish off that last pass going astray. Here it goes. A try awaits if he can hold on to the ball.
Handling errors, 9-4, 9 by Hunter. Peter, Brett Camorley's not having the game we expected of him.
No, mate, I think he's just a little bit overawed at the moment. He's also watching where he wants to put that ball rather than into his hands. But that right side, as Toddy said, that right side in attack, Tony Iro out wide, there's a lot of holes to be exploited there.
Short kick, Langers coming through after it. But instead it's Robbie Ross's ball, and he goes back looking for support. But things are swinging. Fortune's going Hunter's way now. The Iro brothers combine. It's Kevin. He wants Carlo to come back inside, and why wouldn't he go back inside?
Well, I don't know. You're a winger. Tell me why.
He saw Brad Thorne, that's why.
He wanted Iro to take the tackle. Kevin Iro couldn't have pointed the direction more obviously. Well, that is half-time. Just as Hunter start to get on something of a roll, put it back on the Broncos. But one hell of a half of football from the Brisbane Broncos. 26 points to 4. They'll be very satisfied with the work they put together there. 5 tries to 1 the Broncos have scored. Reminiscent of the way they carved up Cronulla in one of the semi-finals up in North Queensland. But at least Hunter have just found some sparks, something to go on with for the second half.
Rebecca Gibney and Guy Pearce. Halifax FP premieres 8:30 Sunday.
The new Falcon Futura Sapphire comes with passenger side airbag, air conditioning, metallic paint, pinstriping and alloy wheels. That's $3,500 of added value free. That's why Ford's #1.
I would like to personally invite you to Parliament House here in Canberra for the Praise Corroboree to help us pray for national renewal and reconciliation for Australia. There is a growing awareness of our need for healing in our nation. Thousands are coming from all over Australia. Excitement is growing. Come, eat with us at our Bush Tucker barbecue. Join us as we pray, sing and make music to our Father in heaven, together in our nation's capital.
Finally, there's a business banking package where everything falls into place. With big reductions in rates, big savings on establishment fees, and better ideas from a manager who's big on your business. It's 3 award-winning products in one unique small business package. To pick up the Small Business Gold package, call the 1997 Bank of the Year. ANZ.
Come on, darling. You've got about 3 minutes.
Okay. Have you got the wine?
Ready to go.
Hey, back to bed. Do you know what I really feel like tonight?
Cheese and spinach tortellini.
And the smoked salmon and cream cheese fagottini looks pretty good.
Glass of wine.
Thank you.
Latina fresh-filled pasta.
Hi, we're not home at the moment, but leave your name and number after the time.
The pasta you used to go out for.
Second half, and away we go. The Broncos looking to get back in stride quickly, but the Mariners, it's got to be all or nothing right here. Have to throw a kitchen sink at the Broncos, try and bust them up.
Yes, and they've got to try and get in early, don't they? Well, first of all, they've just got to hold on to that ball, maybe take a few good hits up and then get a good kick and chase them. But then, once they get down the other end of the park, they've got to throw everything at it, as well as be professional, as well as hold the ball, and they've got to score early. Not much to ask, really, is there?
So far, so good in this set. They're just short of halfway. Goes to Tony Iro. Slips it away to Godden. He steps well. Brad Godden running nicely. Scott Hill spinning away from Langer. Back it comes to McCormack. This is good football. Robbie McCormack goes a few more metres. 5th tackle coming up. 35 out. Kamali to Hill. Puts it up high. Coming down on top of De Vere. He leaves it for Carlo. Iro handballs it on. Brand does the same. Still alive. It might open up some space. At last they have. It's Godden who started it all. It goes to Robbie Ross, still on the line.
it was a rush, and it was a great phase of play here from the Mariners. But great defence from Brisbane. They looked as though they were gone out wide here. There was 3 and 4 players. Kevin Iro just got on the road, maybe coming to take that ball. And, well, if he had taken it, I'm not sure whether he would have scored. The defence was coming across, but that's a great start from the Mariners.
Must have been 20 sets of hands. And the football manager from the Broncos, Bob Cutmore, joins us. Bob, they had to be happy with that first half. How did Wayne Bennett want them to keep their minds on the job for the second?
We just thought we'd lost our way for about the last 6 minutes of the first half, Warren, but otherwise we did very well. We've just got to start the first 10 minutes. If we can do the first 10 of the second half like the first 30 of the first half, we don't think the Mariners will come back. If they've got to score next to get a bit of enthusiasm in the game, and we think we can wipe that out in the first 10 minutes by playing with a bit more enthusiasm.
Now, Wayne Bennett, he must have been very impressed with your forward pack. I think they've had a great forward first half and gone forward.
Our yardage has been spectacular in the first half, and we had 84% completions, which in our sets of 6, which is really good. And that's what it's all about, just keeping the pressure on the Mariners, and I think we've done that really well.
Okay, Bob. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bob Cutmore from the Broncos. The pass comes down at the feet of Zisti. Couldn't take it. Tyron Smith throwing it back up just too low. Once again, they found some space out wide. The Broncos showing him the sideline.
Yes, well, obviously Graham Murray has told them that, it's got to go out wide. They can't keep trying to take Brisbane on up the middle. And I think out wide is where the gaps are. And if the Mariners can shift the ball out there quickly, they're going to get the Brisbane side on the ropes a little bit.
Gordon Tallis has left the field as the Broncos from the scrum win with Renoff. Michael Hagan from the Mariners. Well, Michael, Graham Murray had a lot of talking to do. What did he say?
Well, I think most of the things he said were fairly obvious given the amount of possession Brisbane have, and I think they completed something like 12 from 14 in the first half. We were something like 6 from 12. So knowing what Brisbane do and stopping them is probably 2 different matters.
But why did he feel that the Mariners were breaking down? Why were they dropping the ball?
Well, I think probably a bit edgy to start with, and I think you get to a stage where if Brisbane put 12 or 14 past you, feel obliged to try and catch them up, which is the nature of the game, and we've just got to probably apply a bit more pressure in our sets of 6. And, we can certainly worry them with the football, as we showed with the first try we scored, and we all but scored one then. So just got to be a bit patient, although we're well behind on the scoreboard.
Okay, thanks, Michael.
No worries, mate.
As De Vere kicks ahead, still on the last tackle.
It's like a changeover. Changeover. Here, right there.
It rebounded straight off the Mariner player. Wasn't played at, so referee Annesley awarding the turnover. Now, Kamali. It was interesting to hear Michael Hagan admit that his team were edgy.
Well, I think that comes from a little bit of an experience and big match play. They haven't got, they haven't played a lot of big matches, the Mariners, on their first year in the competition, so they haven't had the opportunity to. Whereas if you look at Brisbane, for years they've had the same side together. Wayne Bennett brings on good young players and brings them in. They come into a good team, and they've got so much experience.
On the last tackle, up it goes from Hill. De Vere waiting for it, and Lockyer it is who comes forward and goes high. Took it beautifully as Carlaw came through on him. Now De Vere hits it up.
He's had a fine season, hasn't he, Darren Lockyer? And have a look at this. Does not take his eye off the ball. Very, very sound under a high ball. He had a little bit of protection there.
Darren Smith blocking the path of the chasers. John Carlaw down in pain. Now Webke gets off the mark quickly for a 100-kilo plus man. Here's Platt out of dummy half, scored a try. Doing just that in the first half. On the last tackle, bad pass intended for Lockyer, but Renoff suddenly goes away with it. Intercepted by Kamali following. Could be in trouble, leaves the ball behind as Sailor dragged him towards the touchline. McCormack will go wide. Iro out to Hill. Kevin Iro now. You'd have to read into it the tactics of the Mariners to go wide much more often than they did in the first half.
Oh, yeah, well, they can't keep taking Brisbane on up the middle.
Blood. Second tackle. Blood. Leave the ball, please. Just leave the ball. Yeah, he's on his way, mate. Yeah, he's Blood. Second tackle, someone else can play when I blow the whistle. Just wait till he goes, please. We got a replacement on.
bleeding from the nose. He had a similar injury last week. Peter, what's the news down on the sideline there?
Oh, I think it's exactly what you were just saying, mate. Darren is just going on to mark it now. But, mate, I think they've got to have a shot on the first turnover at him. As soon as they get a turnover, they've got to have a dig at the Broncos and attack that compressed defence and see where they go from there.
30 metres out, Anthony Brand, former Balmain player. 20 metres from the line, Morley. Has a couple of options as two players went inside, Smith and Gotten, trying to put themselves into position. Madison throws himself at the line. He's going strongly. Madison, a metre out. The Broncos backs to the wall. McCormack on the last tackle for Morley. Hill with Ross coming in. He throws it around the back of Carlord. Goes to the line. It's very close. The flag from the touch judge in the air.
We've got to wait for the replay.
Alan Langer.
Mate, I've touch judges to have a look at that. I didn't see it. Okay, we're looking at the replay at the moment. Thanks. They can't look at that. It's about the try. Yeah, but it's whether he scores the try.
Well, here it is with Carlo fighting to get the ball down. His foot looks like it's already in touch.
Yeah, that's no try. His foot's well out. Yeah, you probably won't see it on this one, but on the front replay you can see it, but his foot's out.
Smith
there you go, there's his foot on the line and the ball's not down.
How can you tell the ball's not down there, Tom?
Well, he's still going down forward. Have a look. That's no try.
You want to call it a try, Peter?
No, I won't call it a try, but I just want to know how Toddy can come to that conclusion.
Well, mate, have a look at it. He's still going downward pressure when his foot's out over the line. Hello?
I don't believe you.
That's no try.
I believe Alan Langer was complaining that a player had been held back earlier. Here comes a decision. The big one for Hunter. No try. It goes against them. Barry Barnes is the video ref. It wasn't an easy one for him. Arms and legs everywhere.
Okay, all right, okay. Change over, wait.
You can tell how much the Broncos want to win this. They've got a big lead, but they're arguing for every point and every decision.
Yeah, they're very competitive, aren't they? And, the things are tides changing, though. That's a great hit there from the Mariners players.
Webke loses it. Now Smith for Hunter. 10 metres out. Be one of the all-time upsets if Hunter could climb off the mat 22 points down and go over the top of the Broncos. Hill to Morley. Long pass to Ross. He's got to go for it. Sisti gets it down. Took a long time. It's another video ref decision.
It's not the touch, it's whether he got the ball now.
Nick Sisti diving over the line. I thought Robbie Ross could have gone for it himself.
Yes, he should have just slid in there nice and low. Probably would have, the momentum would have taken him over. Let's have a look now and see if he does score the try. Good defence from Wendell Saylor. Wow.
Lost it for mine.
That is a tough call. Let's see if there's downward pressure. Let's remember there only has to be downward pressure on the ball. That shot doesn't show it. The front on one is a much better shot, which I'm sure we'll have a look at right now and see if there was downward pressure on the ball. Warren, you reckon it's no try, eh?
I just thought it came loose a moment.
No, don't go back now, mate.
Yeah, there it is. I don't think he had...
No, I'll agree with you. I'm going to sit with you on this one.
What do you reckon, Peter?
You fair dinkum Toddy, sit on the fence.
No, I said it's no try.
You'll have splinters in your backside. It's no try.
They had one no try a moment ago. And here's another. They're back at halfway. Robbie Ross can't believe it.
The crowd can't believe it.
They're very dejected. They're throwing everything at Brisbane here, desperately trying to close down the gap on the scoreboard. The Broncos don't muck around. They race back to the 20 and get on with play. Two tough decisions, difficult ones, both go against Hunter. Possession starting to even up little by little. John Plather, good run, but what about the tackle? Ross cuts him down and sprints back to fullback now. Thorne. The Broncos know they have a game. They are not going to be given this World Club Challenge on a platter. They're going to have to work for the last 40 if they're to take it away. still, the next try is so important if Hunter to continue their surge. They can't afford to let the Broncos in. Carlaw goes back, virtually had to pick it up. Can he be caged in there? Kevin Walters with a diving tackle, puts him over the death ball line. But he wasn't alone. There's a sea of maroon jerseys down there.
Yes, great communication there from the Brisbane side and a great kick using these big in goals. Very, very tough to get out. Look, there's 4 or 5 Broncos players and Kevy Walters. Fantastic tackle, fantastic chase from young Kevy. Or should I say, a little bit older Kevy. He's not young anymore, is he?
Getting older all the time.
Getting up near the 30 mark, yep.
Lockyer to Sailor. He hasn't seen a lot of open space. He's been hitting it up plenty of times. 3 of them close him down. 30 metres out. Hunter are going to have to repel 2 sets of 6 from dangerous territory. Broncos go forward with Webke. Madison throws himself at the legs of Webke.
The Broncos just looking like they're ready to score, though. They're just setting up.
Langer, Kevin Walters. Lockyer slips, goes underneath Kamali. 15 out now. Walters through the hands of Renoff to Sailor. Sailor dragging 4 of them with him. Last tackle coming up, just a few metres away from the line. Bad pass. Platt loses it at his feet, and the referee has called it a knock-on and a turnover. Well, it wasn't Platt, a dummy half, but it was a bad pass that came out to him.
Yeah, Kevin Waters there just looking for Alfie and couldn't find him. Went over his head.
A let-off for Hunter. The defence starting to get more and more rugged. Has gotten put on the ground by Ryan. Madison. They came up quickly at him. Webke bounces off chest to chest.
And you can see this Mariners side really concentrating on holding on to that ball. The ball security's much better in the second half, and that's why they've got a little bit more time with it.
Tony Iro trying to get his arms free. Platt over him like an octopus. Brand. Driving tackle comes in from Webke. Last tackle coming now. 40 metres out. Kamali under pressure from Thorne. Lifts it high. Back there is Lockyer. Coming through is Ross, and Lockyer slips away from him. McCormack with a great tackle. Lockyer fights his way to his feet. Sailor against the Mariners. Still wondering how they came up with the Mariners name for Hunter from the coalfields. Hunter Valley. What, there's coal up there, there's wine. I don't think there's too much water.
Oh, and Benny Walker's just got on for John Platt too. You know, the off, he's not struggling out there. Kevy might go to hooker.
Philip Lee's out there as well, Peter.
Yeah, Philip Lee's on for, I think Gordon Tallis got a break early on. He's a good young talent, Lee.
A Langer, little kick for himself. He'll get another shot at it. Miskicked the second one, and Kamali's able to cover it up. And Ben Walker comes at him with arms flailing. Kamali got away. So first battle between the young halves on this occasion is won by Kamali. Could have been very dangerous if Langer had got a solid second kick to it, as he usually does. Hill fires it to Ross. To Iro, but Carlaw comes down to Lockyer. He goes for it himself, and it's going to be very close. Carlaw celebrating. Finally, it looks like they've got the try. Graham Annesley says, no video rip this time. You've got the 4-pointer. Carlaw, he got so close just a few minutes ago. They're in. What a great piece of work.
Yes, and that's what they've been working for, the Mariners. Out wide, we've been calling it all day. That's where the gaps are, out wide with this compressed defence. Nice ball from Tony Iro. Iro set him up, and wow. The Mariners players went forward, and there's a nice try.
That's an awesome piece of work by Carlaw to get over the top of the defence.
Yes, John Carlaw showed a lot of pace, but see, Big Iro there drew in 2 players. Now just have a look. Let's see if he can get the ball down. It was great defence from Lockyer as he come across. And he does. That's a fine try. And they're back in the game, the Mariners.
That is a sensational piece of work by John Carlaw. He scored plenty of tries this year for them. And goes over the top of Lockyer, and Smith can't do anything about it. 7th try of the World Club Challenge for Carlaw. Played for the Newcastle Knights for a couple of years. Kevin Iro, none from one. Can he keep the momentum going? No, he can't put it between the posts. They've struggled all year for kickers. 6 or 7 kickers they've used during the season, none with success. 26-8, but Hunter are fighting back.
On a current affair, the babysitter case that ripped 2 families apart.
Still hard to believe.
A trusted friend acquitted of manslaughter.
I just said, what happened? She said, I don't know.
So who's to blame for the mystery of baby Emily?
They were always best friends. That's the tragedy.
Plus, will a woman ever run the country?
Never. Inevitably, they will succeed.
Men run politics. Or are they just pawns in a political game?
The wicked witches.
They're never going to get a go. And protecting your home and garden chemical-free when Nissan presents a current affair next week.
New Valia fruit smoothies and yogurts. The only dairy range rich in the next generation culture, Lactobacillus GG, which is proven to maximize the benefits of Acidophilus and Bifidus. Valia, the ultimate way to enjoy inner harmony every day.
Communication is one of man's basic needs. It brings us closer to each other. We at Siemens have been bringing people closer to each other for the last 150 years. The evolution of communication is reflected in every one of our products. Siemens. Communication Unlimited.
The Siemens S10.
See the max. Be the max. Whoa. Pepsi Max. Full cooler taste, no sugar.
At Copper Art, occasional furniture has never been so affordable. Coffee tables and computer stands only $139. Magazine tables $39.95. Planter stands $49.95. Round tables and corner stands just $24.95. See you soon at Copper Art.
With Lactobacillus GG maximizing the benefits of Acidophilus and Bifidus, refreshing Valia fruit smoothies and yogurts are the ultimate way to enjoy inner harmony every day.
Robbie Ross is injecting himself from fullback to great effect. From midway through the first half, he really has started to turn it on, but now the Broncos pop it up. So this game is alive. Kevin Iro it is. The Broncos making mistakes uncharacteristic. Stone. He's lost it. Langer came in and had a bit of a wrestle one-on-one with the ball. It was already being lost.
Yeah, good work from Alfie Langer there. He came out very quick and put some pressure on him. And a nice hit.
Far be it from me to...
Sorry, I was just going to say... unfortunate for the Mariners because they looked very, very hot, didn't they?
Far be it from me to criticise referees, but I reckon his 10 yards has diminished to about 7 or 8, and the Mariners are right back in this game.
Well, that's certainly going to suit the Mariners, isn't it? Because, you know, if they do go back to Big Ten, I mean, the Broncos love plenty of room to move, so that will suit them.
And Andrew G runs into a highish tackle. He's gotten an Iro swing around him. Ben Walker.
The markers in the Mariners side are working too out of dummy half there, which is a big help. They're cutting on that first runner.
Smith goes high on Lee. The referee says okay. Last tackle now. Lockyer. Lockyer doing most of the kicking in this game because Langer's groin injury, I'm sure, is still, if not restricting him, a worry to him. But there's Langer with the chase and the tackle. He goes underneath Robbie Ross. Now Carlaw, the try scorer. Doherty unloads back inside. The Mariners make a lot of tackles. They've used up a lot of juice. Missed 15 tackles, but they've made 50% more tackles than the Broncos. Tyron Smith starting to fire up now. They're full of running. Now they've got their confidence going. Doherty. Iro is following. Now it does go to Tony Iro. He dummies to Kevin. Carlaw. If only they'd had this confidence from the outset of the game. Doherty steps off his right. And here the smackers Webke clash body on body. Fifth tackle. They're running it. Now Hill puts it into the corner, sends Saylor scurrying back. Finds touch, just 5 metres out. Not a bad option in the end. I think Scott Hill weighed it up. He thought, I can't do much more if we pass it. They've got us covered.
Yeah, they're playing with a lot of confidence, aren't they? And maybe he was trying to put it in the end goal, I'm not sure, but oh no, he's looking to go out wide. It just gives his team a little bit of a breather. Now they're looking the better side at the moment, the Mariners side, so maybe they're going to try and force an upset mistake from Brisbane.
That's one less tackle too, Toddy, from the set of Trump. So, and also Richard Swain's on for Robin McCormick, who's just on the sideline waiting to go on. So a little bit of injection out of dummy half too for the Mariners.
Now it's up to the Broncos to control the ball, something they haven't been doing since just before half-time. Walker to Lee over the advantage line quickly. That's a good run.
I think the Brisbane side are really missing Gordon Tallis out there too because of his barnstorming running and, you know, taking those defenders with him. He's a great defender as well, so they're missing him. But, you know, when you're ahead like that, 26 points, it's always, you go out there that first 2 minutes, it takes a little while to wake up. I think it's about time the Brisbane boys start to wake up with 22 minutes to go, and I think you see a different side in this last 20.
On halfway, G plays it. Lockyer kicking down towards the goal line and bouncing just inside the field of play. Now touches the line. And Robbie Ross flirting with danger as Saylor and Renoff came through. Did the right thing in the end.
Yes, it was very risky though. If you see those two sorts of players like Renoff and Saylor bearing down on you as the kick sort of hums up in the air. Let's have a look on the replay as it sits up there. Look at the two coming down on him. I bet the old heart was pounding a couple extra beats there. Just praying for it to go into touch.
Hunter Mariners on their own 10-metre line. They have to be careful here. Nick Zisti can't get away from Renoff. Doherty. Nice pass away to Iro. Well, they're not going to close up shop. Kevin Iro hurt. Slowly to his feet. I hope that's not a recurrence of that groin injury from last week. He's hobbling back. Meanwhile, the Broncos bury Tim Madison, 3 men in the tackle. Richard Swain bursts up the blind. Iro still struggling. As the Mariners go wide, Hill taken by Langer. Alan Langer doing a lot of tackling now, full of enthusiasm. The kick ahead from Kamali. Well-placed kick this time. De Vere has some work to do. And Kamali comes racing at him. And in the end, it was Carlo who made the tackle. Carlo makes another one, 2 in a row. The Broncos getting back slowly here. Saylor called upon.
Well, and Kevin Iro's just leaving the field. Keith Beecham's on his place. Carlo will go into the centres, but that's a big blow for the Mariners.
Isn't it? Particularly the way he's starting to work with Carlo on his outside and Ross coming from behind. Hill and Kamali have been looking for those three. Webke. The game just going quiet for a moment. Langer does boot it this time. A chase is coming from Smith, and Smith makes a good tackle.
And Tony Carroll coming on for the Brisbane Broncos.
Fine all-round footballer Darren Smith has made his test debut this year. Swain gets back on side. Now it's the Mariners' turn to trudge back. Got a dummy half. That's Beecham. Pete Beecham out there for the Mariners. But the Broncos' defence is muscling up now. There's Michael De Vere in the blood bin by the look of it. Certainly having a rest. Madison. Sorry, Peter?
Yeah, Michael Hancock's gone on for De Vere with that. I'm not sure if it's a blood bin or it's an interchange. And Wayne Bennett's starting to use up his interchange too. Both sides have only got one each left in this last 18 minutes.
Not a bad replacement, is it, Michael Hancock? Brad Thorne hosing himself down. Here is Hancock. They can't break through them. Now Ryan. I saw a very weak kick put through a moment ago by Hunter. No pressure at all on Lockyer. They've got to make everything count at this stage of the game. Trailing by 18 points. Walker dummy half for Langer. He's hunting up the middle. He's trying to find Tony Carroll, and Langer escapes. They try to get hold of him from behind. The pass goes loose. Not a good pass at all by Langer. Should know better than that.
Yeah, so a bit of a push pass, wasn't it, by Alfie, and didn't connect. And with the errors there, Brisbane 8, under 13.
The Bronco fans will be happy to see Alan Langer running, though. The last couple of games of the Telstra Cup, well, he really was hampered.
He's such an important part of this team, really, isn't he? And they function so much better with him out there. Just look at his tackling out there tonight. It's just been phenomenal. He's been in everything. He's been the first on the chases. He's doing the kicking, and he's probably directing all the traffic as well and telling his players and his forwards where to go. So he's having a tremendous game out there for a guy who's just come back.
Here goes Godden. Away to Hill. Iro with men. Tony Iro still going. Bounces off his own player, Doherty, and is taken by G. They're only 12 metres out. Kamali runs it himself, steps well. Kamali close, thrown back from the line. Great defence by Lockyer. Chance still on out wide. Oh, Hill comes back inside looking for Godden. It's play on. Richard Swain took it on his fingertips. Now Zisti bursts away. Zisti away from Saylor. And Zisti scores. The Mariners will not give up. 26-12. The gap is closing all the time, and there's plenty left on the clock.
Well, they're certainly battling back, aren't they, the Mariners side?
But Zisti has embarrassed Wendell Saylor here.
Well, just look at the Mariners keeping the ball alive, giving the Broncos a little bit of their own medicine, and keeping the ball on. They just watched this gridiron pass out wide
from Swain.
I thought Saylor still had him, but Zisti should have stood him up, didn't he? Nice little jink. Let's see a little bit earlier on here, that inside pass I thought may have lost it, but they kept the ball alive well, and this little pass here made it. Just let's have a look at Wendell Saylor there. Well, defence gone wanting, and that's a great try from Zisti, and that puts them right back in.
Well, Scott Hill turned it back inside here because Saylor had come up on the outside. Saylor then retreated to the wing, but Swain, Joe Montana, eat your heart out. He picks it up off his fingertips, then a great pass, and Saylor turned inside out by Zisti.
Yes, a good try. Not often you see Wendell Saylor turn inside out like that. A little bit of cloud coming down from the nose. Still looks pretty straight, though.
Change in goal kicker for Hunter. It's Swain, 65%. His record with the boot. A bit above the average for his teammates in the kicking department. Important kick this to get them back to 12 points.
Our baby is precious. Our whole life revolves around it.
It's the only one we have. But we're not going to pay a fortune to get it back.
When we've got your baby, we'll tell you exactly what it's going to cost. At your Holden dealer, we detail everything we've done, and then we guarantee it. Just like we guarantee to provide a full service for no more than $129.
It's so rare to find someone you can trust.
From December, if you ring someone with Easy Call calling number display, your number will be displayed. So how do you keep your number to yourself? Easy. Just dial 1831 before the number for individual calls or call Telstra to permanently block your number.
Hi, is Kim there?
Yes, she is. Can I tell her who's calling?
Smooth, refreshing, totally unspoiled. Hey, it's up to us to protect something so pure. I'm playing my part. How about you?
Well, Seaton may have had a good year. Bathurst's a long race, though. It'll be different.
Don't miss the V8 when they tackle the mountain at Bathurst for the Primus 1000 Classic, October 16 to 19. Home Ticketek today.
The amazing pictures
There are thousands of little brush fires like this.
that expose how greed and corruption are fueling Indonesia's forest fires.
These people are above the law.
Also, the story behind the Seekers' extraordinary comeback. 60 Minutes, Sunday.
Zisti has scored 2 tries in the match. And the Broncos just been scared a little, shaken a little by Hunter.
Well, if anything's going to get them into motion, I'm sure that certainly will. 3 tries to zilch in the second half. It's been a tremendous second half from the Mariners. Have they got another couple in them?
14 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the match. Hancock. Good run from Michael Hancock, taken by Doherty from behind. The Mariners must maintain the defensive effort as Walker goes wide and Carlo gets in. Tried to get the pass to Smith, it wasn't on. Beecham brings it back. Walker was getting out wide, he knew he had to get rid of it. Iro, well handled by Kamali. Zisti, he's away from Sailor again, still going. Wendell Sailor finally jumps on top of him with glee. Kamali, Hill tried to beat Lang, a bad pass, they've still got it though. Carlo cleans up well. Carlo in the centres now, making the most of it. Swain can't get away from Langer. His tackle count is just going up in stacks of 10. Driving work from Madison, 10 metres out. The Broncos are on the rack all of a sudden. What's going on in this game? Comes to Ross. Little kick through. Renoff dives on it.
Well, I think a bit of lack of communication there on the Mariners' side.
We said before the game, Johnny Lang, Sharks coach, said the Broncos are just about out of petrol. Maybe they have run out of petrol with 20 to go.
Well, I don't know. I think they're still going to hang in there, but a bit of lack of communication there. The Mariners should have shifted it out wide. No one knew the kick was on. Relieving penalty for Brisbane.
Leave me away, thanks.
Kamali disputing the penalty. Lee was knocked down by Smith. Seemed to go backwards. Referee Annesley found offside play by the Mariners there. And I guess he was right, unless there was a deflection off a Bronco.
Well, you can't deliberately slap the ball out of an opponent's arm as well. Maybe it's for that.
Oh, no, I don't think so. That was all right. One-on-one. I think that was okay. It was just from that point. Went from one Mariner player forward to another.
Oh, okay. I don't want to get in a debate with you. I haven't got time, mate.
Play the ball. Oh, against the Broncos in possession.
Oh, the tide is turning.
I was just about to say that penalty going the Broncos' way may have ended the run of the Hunter side, but suddenly it turns around. Carroll with the ball.
Yes, just have a look here. He's
didn't get to his feet.
Well, players on top of him. That's a tough call on Brisbane.
So Hunter, after the tap with Kamali. Shot down by Webke by Ryan over the top.
I'm not sure there's too much in this.
Oh, no, they've got to come down, okay? Well, I thought it was high from where I was, but it's only a penalty, mate. It's okay. Turn them down. Wait.
Yeah, it may only be a penalty, but it's still another 30, 40 easy metres.
Well, they don't go for 2. Iro runs it looking for the try, and it's Ross 10 metres out. At 2 points that they didn't take. on offer who have been valuable. Godden goes to Stone. He's thrown to ground. We've got the numbers on the left. Out it goes. Kamali cuts out Iro. He goes to Doherty. Carlaw comes back inside. Carlaw breaks the tackle. Still going Carlaw. Rolls over. Has he forced it?
Under the arm. It's under the arm.
Held up, says Annesley.
Here it is. Mariners ball, Mariners loose.
Second time that Carlaw has had a try not allowed.
Yeah, let's have a look on the replay here. The Mariners are hot to trot. Here goes the tackle. Well, maybe a little bit too high. Let's have a look and see if he was held up here.
Great effort by Lockyer.
Yes, the Brisbane defence is there. Is he held up? He spins over. Well, we can't see from that shot.
Graham Annesley saw it for himself. But another chance for the Mariners from the scrum wing. Smith is striving to break the Broncos, and the Broncos keep hanging on. Lockyer has saved a couple of tries himself with man-on-man tackles. Stone goes straight at Peter Ryan and Thorne. Doherty comes across the ruck. They swing him to ground. The Broncos with a compressed defence. The Mariners could kick around it. Maybe they'll run around it instead. It's Hill. He's taken beautifully by Reynolds. Last tackle now as Kamali pops it into the in goal. It could come off the crossbar. Instead, they bring it out through Lockyer. Landed on top of the padding.
Brisbane went up a little bit there. Great play from the Mariners. Sure, Brisbane will try and just settle it down here, get a few of their wingers in to run it out. They're on the ropes. It's still a big ask to score another 2-3 tries, the Mariners. But they seem to be running with ease and making breaks with ease. 12 minutes or not, 8 minutes, 9 minutes is a long time in football.
Langer gets the ball off Walker. The short kicking game of the Mariners hasn't been quite up to scratch.
Well, I don't think they've used those in goals as much as they should have, because if you kick a ball in there and it still doesn't work for you, at least you get an opportunity of turning them down in the end goal, getting another crack at it.
In fact, Peter, you'd probably say their all-round kicking game hasn't been quite what it had to be to beat the Broncos.
Yeah, I hate to say that you've been harking on it probably all season when we've watched them, Warren, is that they've, without Goldthorpe in there, the kicking game's down, but Kamali offers other facets, but the Broncos all around with Lockyer, with Walters and with Langer, they've got not a great long kicking game, but it's a very effective when they've got a good go forward.
Yeah. And here's Godden for Hunter on their own 30. Good run by Beecham a moment back. Tony Iro's played strongly in the second half. Tries to slip it away. That's gathered in by Kevin Walters. Turns defence into attack. Still going as Walters. Here's danger now as Lockyer joins in. Langer escapes the tackle of Carlaw. But Smith had Hancock outside, and Hancock throws his head in the air. He thought he should have got the pass. He was unmarked. Didn't have a lot of room to move in. Langer. Sailor. 20 out. Walker takes the tackle himself. 15 out. The clock ticking away all the time. G. 26-12 in favour of the Broncos. Another try here would seal it. Langer slips a pass to no one, and Robbie Ross gathers it in. Lockyer gives chase. He changes direction, gets away from two of them. Now he finds support. It's Nick Zisti, and he is put on the ground by Langer. Ross has read this game beautifully today. Tony Iro, Doherty, pass on the ground, and it's a Broncos ball. Dived on by Ryan. Walters out to Renock. Renock claps on the post, gives it to Sailor beautifully. Sailor tries to step and he beats Robbie Ross, sets off for the line. More cover comes at him. He's out of one, he's out of two, and he goes all the way. Wendell Sailor. What a great try. He hasn't seen much open space today, And in fact, he was embarrassed by his opposite winger, Nick Sisti. But all of a sudden, given the chance, Wendell Sailor shows just what he's capable of. Here's the mistake as Doherty left it on the ground trying to pass. Ryan picks it up. They went wide out to Renoff. Renoff started the rot, but Sailor had plenty to do.
Yes, he certainly did, and he certainly made up for that error down the other end on the fence. But what about this? This is what this player's all about, individual brilliance. He takes on 3 and 4 and 5 players and has the strength to go over and seal the game for the Brisbane side. Look how casual he is when he does it. He's got so much power and pace and so much time. That's what makes him a great player. He's a game breaker, and that's why Brisbane are so successful, because they've got a player of this class who only does one brilliant thing like this, but it can change a game. Just look at the power he's got straight over Tyron Smith and goes over for a little ball tickler. And, well, that's it. I reckon he's done it. He's won the game for Brisbane. They become the dollars.
Well, they've wrapped it up now. 30 points to 12 as the battered Webke watches on. The Mariners have thrown everything they had in their arsenal at the Broncos in this half. They haven't been quite good enough. And the Broncos' defence has held on long enough. Walker attempting the conversion. It's right in front of the posts. Earlier in the game, it looked as if they could have racked up 50 points. It's 32 to 12, still a convincing performance by the Broncos, particularly in the first half of the game. 32 to 12 to the Broncos.
Well, Toddy, that's what champions are made about. He's won the game for them. It's just sheer strength with him. He's as big as any second-rate forward, and I think your summation of the ball tickler was a pretty good summation of the whole effort.
Well, it was that sort of try, wasn't it? It was fantastic, fantastic, and really, you know, although he's put the winning touches on it, look at him, he's pretty happy about it, bit of sweat on there, but, you know, you've got to give credit to the Brisbane forwards. In that first half, they really did pave the way.
It does break your heart when the Mariners were on attack and they just turned it over. They're trying everything to get something on the board, and it's unfortunate.
The Mariners have been playing catch-up football all the second half, throwing it around. They just haven't been good enough. The first half was where they let the game get away from them. The Broncos started in perfect style for a grand final, made no mistakes, and opened them up. And Langer has stolen the ball. And he's hit from behind hard, and he loses the ball. Crunching tackle from this man, Troy Stone, who dislodged the ball from Langer. The Australian selectors will be pleased that Alan Langer looks as if he's come through this game well.
Yes, he's a key player. I mean, he's been my player of the match out there. Him and Lockyer have played very, very well, and probably the whole forward pack. But to mine, Alan Langer really, he has stood out. Just his work rate, you know, from a guy who's been out for a few weeks, and his work rate is phenomenal.
Disappointing kick from Scott Hill. Sales out on the full.
Samoa versus Maoris.
Brisbane, the World Club champions back in 1992 when they beat Wigan. 93 when they were the Australian premiers. They were beaten by Wigan in Brisbane.
A message for the owner of the car with the number plate.
For this second test match against